Yes, my dear. Yes. Please mute
Can
your
you hear
mic.
me? I am.
Yes, my dear. Listen to me. I make mute for all of you now. Then I'm going to start to explain our
Mr. Unmute me. Unmute.
okay. So Ahmed Musanna, Muhammad Amr Hussein. Okay, your mic is on. Muhammad Amr. Okay, it's okay, Muhammad. Yes,
Yes, Mr.
Ahmed Musanna, your mic is on, and also Amr Hussein, your mic is on. Okay, Yusuf Saud.
Mr. Unmute Amr Hussam. I mute by accident.
Okay, okay. I'll make unmute for all of you again. Mute yourself. With, you mute your mic by yourself. Only mute your mic by yourself. You have the option. Today we are going to explain our story that is called Viva New Jersey. Fine, again. Can you pay attention, please? Today we are going to start our new story, Viva New Jersey. This story is talking about a girl that is called Lucinda. Lucinda traveled with her family from Cuba to New Jersey, and there she found different customs and different traditions. During her way, yes, my dear.
I didn't. I see only Viva New Jersey.
Yes, I am explaining at first, my dear.
Okay.
Hello. Just pay attention, okay? Can you hear me now? Just pay attention. Don't interrupt me, please. If you have any question, raise your hand. Again, Viva New Jersey. This is the title of our second news story. For this story, it's talking about a girl who's called Lucinda. Lucinda traveled with her family from Cuba to New Jersey. There, she found different customs and traditions. She faced a lot of problems. Amr Hussein, good night. Or I need to. Okay? She found different traditions and customs. There, she suffered a lot. During her way to school, she found a dog. This dog that she will give this name that she named this group. This dog is called Chauncey. Called what? Chauncey.
Chauncey.
Yes. Lucinda decided to take this dog to her house, to her building. And here's the house here. But in her building, pets are not allowed. Here, pet animals are not allowed. So Lucinda tried to hide the dog to avoid anyone seeing it, but she couldn't. We know what happened when we start our reading for this story. But here, what is the genre of the story? What is genre of the story?
Fiction.
Again, Muhammad?
Realistic fiction.
Yes, realistic fiction. Let's listen please for this part together. Then we are going to start reading. Okay. As usual, we have a question about the part that we have explained. For the setting of the story at first, it's where, as from the title, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yes, it's the setting of the story. The characters that we have, Lucinda, Ashley, and the dog that is called Chauncey.
Chauncey.
Yes. Be ready to listen. Sorry, I share the sound with you now. Just pay attention and listen well.
Okay.
Viva New Jersey by Gloria Gonzalez. Illustrated by Melody Rosales. Genre: realistic fiction stories have settings and characters that seem like real people, though the stories are made up. As you read, notice the details in the story that give the feeling of reality.
So the question here, what is the genre of the story?
مستر بدري وات يا مستر
86 now. 86. Okay. Yes, Muhammad what's the genre of the story?
Realistic fiction.
Yes, can you explain?
It's a story that have settings and character that seem real, but they are not real.
Yes, realistic fiction
It's made
stories
up by
that
the
have
author.
setting and characters that seem like real people. For example, the hero of the story will be Chauncey and Hussein. The Chauncey here is a dog. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, real people. So the stories are made. So realistic fiction, a story that have setting and characters that seem like real people. Okay. Let's start listening for the part, and we can highlight for each part that we have inside. Just listen this on. Okay.
As far as dogs go, it wasn't much of a prize. A hairy mongrel with clumps of bubblegum wadded on its belly. Pieces of multicolored hard candies were matted in its fur. The leash around its neck was fashioned from a cloth belt, the kind usually seen attached to old bathrobes. The dog's paws were clogged with mud from yesterday's rain, and you could see where the animal had gnawed at the irritated skin around the swollen pads. The dog was tied to an anemic tree high above the cliffs overlooking the Hudson River and the majestic New York City skyline. Lucinda traveled the route each day.
Who can tell me what is the meaning of the word manga?
Me, Mr. please.
I know.
Mister, I didn't hear you.
Okay, you can't hear
Me,
me?
Mister.
Wait, you can't hear me?
No, we can. We can hear you.
Ahmed Musanna, you can hear me or
We
no?
can hear
I can, but I didn't hear the thing that you said before.
Yeah,
Sound?
Mister, I didn't hear the question.
The question, okay. Again, what is the meaning of the word manga? I can't.
Mister, can I say?
Story from the start.
On her way to
From the start, did you hear the story? I shared the sound. Huh?
I know, but it's why? Why are we reading the story from the start?
Because I didn't explain this part.
Mister, the meaning is a mixed breed of.
I said at the beginning time that I explained this part. I will explain. You follow me?
Mister, can I go to the bathroom, Mister?
Okay, you can go. Sorry, I make me
Mr.
go
Manga, let me
because I
see
can't
you.
focus in
Read
this
the-
way and it was the time in this way. I'm very sorry. Yes, Muhammad. I'm saying. If we have any problem, just tell me so that someone send a message through the chat room. Because I can't focus with this number of students at the same time they are talking. How can I focus on it? If you have a question, please just write using the chatting and then point. Just listen. For the one who asked why explain, because I didn't explain this part before. I know that as a teacher explaining. Okay, but please follow me. Okay. My question again, what is the meaning of the word manga?
Okay, Mustafa.
No, not you, Muhammad, please. Not you. Not you, no. Yes, Ahmed Musanna. Ahmed Musanna.
Yes, Mister. Yes, Mister.
What is the meaning of the word manga? Sorry.
Mix of breed. Mix of breed.
Yes, an animal of mixed breed. Yes.
Animal of mixed breed, especially dog.
I didn't ask you to speak, please. Be organized. These are.
Mister, yesterday we stopped at page 94.
I know, my dear. Let me explain because I didn't explain by myself. Okay.
Okay.
As you know, the one who may take them me. So how can I ask you to answer the question for the thing that I didn't explain? Yes. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So please just pay attention. For this part, as we said, mongrel, as Ahmed Musanna said, an animal of mixed breed. He said here, as far as the dog go, it wasn't much of prize. A hairy mongrel that she found, me here, Lucinda, with clumped of buttered gum wadded on its belly. A buttered gum was stuck on the dog's body or on the dog fur. Pieces of multicolored hard candies were matted in its fur. The leash around its neck was fashioned from a closed belt, the kind usually seen attached to all bathrobes. Yes, the one who raised his hand. Yes, let me see. Mustafa, Mazin Mustafa. Yes, Mazin. Mazin, yes.
Yes.
You raise your hand. Do you have a question?
No, no, no.
Please, if you have only a question, raise your hand to avoid wasting our time. Okay, so the dog that she found was dirty, had a bubble gum on its fur and multicolored hard canvas. So what did Lucinda do? Let's see together and let's complete listening.
To the high school, along the New Jersey side of the river. The short walk saddened her, despite its panoramic vista of bridges and skyscrapers, for the river reminded her of the perilous journey 6 months earlier, when she and her family had escaped from Cuba in a makeshift boat with 7 others. They had spent 2 freezing nights adrift in the ocean, uncertain of their destination, till a U.S. Coast Guard cutter towed them to the shores of Key West. From there, they wound their way north, staying temporarily with friends in Miami and finally settling in West New York, New Jersey, the most densely populated town in the United States. Barely a square mile high above the Palisades, the town boasted.
Hey, do you know the meaning of the word Palisades? Palisades. Do you know the meaning of it? Yes, Omar Mahmoud. Please don't speak without permission. Please, Omar Mahmoud.
Yes, mister.
Yes, what's the meaning of Palisades?
The meaning of Palisades.
Palisades, yes. You know?
Mean, yes, mister,
Palisades.
I know.
Yes, can you say?
I know that I can't tell you.
What?
Mountain.
Palisades. Okay, let me write the meaning of it. Fences. Palisades, it means fences. Okay? As I said, high above the palisades, fences. You know what I mean by fence?
Yeah.
So in this part, as she said, the dog was tied to an endemic tree. What does it mean by endemic tree? What does it mean
Where
by
is Mr.
endemic tree?
Mister, you muted yourself, yeah, Mister.
I moved down, sorry by mistake. She said here the dog was tied to an endemic tree. What does it mean by endemic? Who knows?
Enemy 3.
Says that the teachers explain on the meaning. Endemic, what does it mean? Yes, Mohi. Amri, please don't speak without permission. I will not accept.
Mister, what is
Endemic. Mohi.
yes?
Endemic in the first line in the second paragraph. Second paragraph, first line. He said, or as we listen, the dog was tied to an endemic tree. What does it mean by an endemic? Endemic, what does it mean? Oh my God, you said that please. And the meaning. Okay, an endemic means a weak tree. An endemic means weak tree. Right? The meaning is
A week?
weak, yeah. An endemic, it means weak. I write the meaning for you. Write the meaning above the word. Weak.
I wrote them.
Okay.
Mister, what is the word, Mister? Because
Anemic. And anemically, it means weak. Okay? Have you written the meaning? Okay.
Yeah, I finished.
Okay, Abdullah, thanks, Abdullah. Let's continue for this part. As he said, or as we listen, the dog was tied to an enemy tree high above the cliffs, overlooking the Hudson River and the majestic New York City skyline. Lucinda traveled there each day on her way to the high school. Along the New Jersey side of the river, the short walk saddened her. Despite its panoramic visitor of bridges, you mean here, it means we talk about here the style of the bridge visit
View.
and skyscrapers. Yes, what?
The vista means like view, yes?
Yeah, the style. Okay, the style of it. Okay. For the river reminded her of the previous journey. Previous journey is very dangerous. As she said, previous journey 6 months earlier, when she and her family had escaped from Cuba in a makeshift boat with 7 others. So they traveled from where to where, my dear students?
From Cuba.
from Cuba to New Jersey.
Yes, Muhammad, are you answer? Yes,
Yes.
Muhammad. Yes, well done, Muhammad. They traveled from Cuba to
New Jersey.
Yes.
From
She
New
said
Jersey.
here, yes, after, yes, my dear. Yes. Okay.
What?
They had spent 2 freezing nights adrift in the ocean, uncertain of their destination. What does it mean, the word destination?
Mr. Me, please.
Please, Amr, please don't talk. Give the chance for the other. Nagy.
Hey, Mister.
Yes, my dear. What does it
Destination
mean by destination?
Is a place someone or something is going to place.
Excellent. Or we can say in one word, allocation. Location. Okay. Destination means location. Okay. Thanks so much, Nagy. Okay. She said here, tell IUS Coast Guard cutter towed them to the shores of Key West. From there, they wound their way north, staying temporarily with friends in Miami, and finally settling in West New York, New Jersey, the most densely populated. Densely means crowded, populated town in the United States. Thirdly, means hardly a square mile high above the palisades. Palisades, high above the palisades, the town hosted population of this number of people, 47,000. Most of the community was housed. What does it mean by the word housed?
Mr.
Yes. Yes, mister.
It's me, Amr. Can I answer?
Yes, yes.
House it means they are in the home and they can't be outside, yes?
House means stayed. Okay, the word house means stayed. Okay, the word house means stayed. Yes, as you said. Yes, stayed is the meaning of the word house. Stayed in the house. Okay. Let's complete listening. And let me erase at first to avoid any disturbance or to avoid anything. As usual, after we finish the question, I'll ask you some, after we finish the explanation, I'll ask you to answer some questions. Let's listen.
A population of 47,000. Most of the community was housed in mammoth apartment buildings that seemed to reach into the clouds. The few private homes had cement lawns and paved driveways where there should have been backyards. Lucinda longed for the spacious front porch where she'd sat at night with her friends while her grandmother bustled about the house, humming her Spanish songs. Lucinda would ride her bike to school and sometimes not see a soul for miles, just wildflowers amid a forest of greenery. Now it was cement and cars and trucks and motorcycles and clanging fire engines that seemed to be in constant motion, shattering the air.
What does it mean had cement lawns? What does it mean by lawns?
What, Mister?
Lawns. In the third line.
Loans.
Yes.
What can I say?
Loans or areas. Mister.
Yes. Area of what?
Area.
An area of
Cement
grass.
area.
An area of grass. The meaning of lawns. An area of grass. You can write the meaning, okay? An area of grass. Let's complete listening.
With their menacing roar. Lucinda longed painfully.
What does it mean by the word menacing?
Mister, please, me.
Yusuf, sorry, Yusuf. I'll open the mic for you, Yusuf. Can you raise your hand, Yusuf? To be able to open the mic for you. Yusuf, sorry. Can you raise your hand?
Mr. Abdullah has a question, Mister.
Mr.
Abdullah?
Abdullah has a question.
Okay,
Okay,
myself, Mister, I have a question.
okay, my dear. I'll open the mic, but please avoid making any noise. Yusuf Sawi, can you answer with me, Yusuf?
Yes, Mister.
Yes. Okay, Abdullah, wait for me, Abdullah. Yes, Yusuf, what does it mean by the word menacing?
Threatening.
Excellent. Well done, Yusuf. Thank you so much, Yusuf. Yes, Abdullah, tell me, what's your
Welcome.
question?
Thank you, Mister.
You're welcome. Yes, Abdullah.
What means
Yes, Mister. I have a question, Mister. The
Yes.
word blades. You said, but I didn't hear you.
The word what? Palisades, you mean?
Yes.
Fences. Fences.
What is the meaning of this word?
Do you know the walls that can prevent something from moving? For example, if you put a wall for animals. This wall is called
Yes. Thank you,
fence.
Mister.
Okay?
Okay.
Now you understood?
Yes, now I'll change my name.
Menacing, it means what again? Threatening. Let's complete listening.
For her grandmother. The old woman had refused to leave her house in Cuba, despite the family's pleas, so she had remained behind, promising.
So her grandmother still stayed in Cuba, okay, Cuba, and she, for Lucinda, she traveled with her family. Yusuf Ahmed, you have the chance to open the mic if you have a question. Do you have a question? Okay, you can use the mic, Yusuf, okay? Let's complete listening.
To see them again one day. The teenager, tall and slight of build, with long dark hair that reached down her spine, was uncomfortable among her new classmates, most of whom she towered over. Even though the majority of them spoke Spanish and came from Cuba, Argentina, and Costa Rica, they were not like any of her friends back home.
Listen for this part. Let me read it by myself to explain how Lucinda found the school that she went. What is the difference that she found there? As he said here, Lucinda, for this paragraph, listen to me, please. Okay, Lucinda went carefully out for her grandmother, this part that we said before, for the school. From this paragraph, The teenager, tall and slight of film, with long dark hair that reached down her spine. Explain here about listen. Spine, it means the backbone. Spine, thing that studied in science. Spine means backbone. Is it clear for you the meaning? Spine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Was uncomfortable among her new classmates. Why? He said, most of whom she towered over, even though the
Mister,
majority.
I have a question.
Yes, my dear. Let me explain that.
Where is okay.
This part, my dear. So from this paragraph, the teenager.
No. There is. Where is Cuba? Is it in like a place?
South America.
Cuba is an island.
Okay, South America.
It's behind America.
Okay, listen to me.
No, it's near Florida.
Ahmed, no,
Yeah.
listen.
Yes, it's near
It's in
Florida.
south of America. Okay, I mean here South America, the continent of South America. Okay, you follow me?
Yes.
Here we are going to describe the students there in the schools that she went in New Jersey. How they are different from him. He said, as we listened, most of whom she covered over, even though the majority of them spoke Spanish. And they came from Cuba. He's talking about here, Argentina and Costa Rica. They were not like any of her friends back home. How they were different? Let's highlight from this paragraph. These American girls. Can you find? From this line, can you find the line? These American girls. Have you found my dear? Reply to me.
Mr. And the line, Mr. These American girls wore heavy makeup to school.
Yes. Highlight with me from this line. These American girls wore heavy makeup to school. They put much makeup on their face.
Mister, underline those these American.
Yes. Highlight.
I read it.
Okay. These American girls wore heavy makeup to school, dressed in jeans and high heels. You know what the meaning of high heels? Yes.
Yeah.
Shoes with high, with high rank and at the bottom of the shoes.
High boot.
Yes, and he talked about rock singers and TV stars that she knew nothing of. She has no information about these rock singers or TV stars. And what else? They all seem to be busy. Busy in what? Rushing through the school corridors, huddling in laughing groups. Huddling in laughing groups. Huddling, it means joining. Okay?
Or hug.
Huddling means joining in laughing groups. It means that they were sitting together and laugh. Okay? Mingling, it means mixing.
Yes.
Mixing, okay? Freely with boys. Yes. And chatting openly with teachers as if they were personal friends. So Lucinda found different style of life, different from the styles that she saw in her country. Let me complete this on, okay? Yeah. So if I ask you, how Lucinda find, how did Lucinda find the tradition there in Cuba or at school? We can say that she found American girls who wore heavy makeup to school, dressed in jeans and high heels, and talked about rock singers and TV stars. They dealt with their teacher if they were their personal friends. For Lucinda, it was unacceptable. It was a different style from her. It is different from the schools that she were, that she was in.
Mister, what is meaning? What is meaning of mingling?
Mixing.
Mixing.
Mixing, okay? Okay, Abdullah. Let's complete for this part. Complete listening. Is this part is clear for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
let's
yes.
complete listening.
These American girls wore heavy makeup to school, dressed in jeans and high heels, and talked about rock singers and TV stars that she knew nothing of. They all seemed to be busy, rushing through the school corridors, huddling in laughing groups, mingling freely with boys, and chatting openly with teachers as if they were personal friends. It was all too confusing. Things weren't much better at home. Her parents had found jobs almost immediately and were often away from the tiny, cramped apartment. Her brother quickly made friends and was picked for the school baseball team, traveling to nearby towns to compete. All Lucinda had were her memories. And now this dog, whom she untied from the tree. The animal was frightened and growled at her when she approached, but she spoke softly and offered a soothing hand, which he tried to attack.
What does it mean by the word growl and hair?
What means what?
What
The
means
word-
ايه يا مستر؟
The word growl, this one. Growl at
Uh,
hair.
he was scared or angry.
Shouting.
It means
Shout.
when, no, listen to me. It means whimpering or crying. Crying, okay? You know the sound of the dog?
Yeah, barking.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, we
barking,
know.
whimpering, crying, the same way, okay?
Okay, يا مستر.
Yes, what else?
So right
Linda
up
persisted.
it what up
What?
growl.
What on?
Right
No.
up growl something.
Whimpering, cried, barking. You know the sound of the dog? Barking.
Yeah, right barking.
Okay.
And the
What else about this part? Let's listen. Till now, is anything is clear or you have a problem?
No, everything.
No, يا مستر. Everything
Clear,
was
mister.
clear.
Really.
Let's complete listening to explain the next part.
dog,
Mister,
perhaps
skip that
grateful
page.
to be free from the puddles, allowed her to lead him
Can I
away.
read this?
She didn't know what she
Sir, can I read?
Mustafa, I didn't ask to read. Please don't interrupt me.
Mister, you skipped page 90, mister.
Okay, let's move. I move now. Page 90.
Mister, I didn't read.
Mister, I didn't
Mister, this is page 90, يا مستر.
Mister, can I
Okay,
go
my
drink
dear,
water?
Okay.
Mister, I didn't read the mister.
Mister, can I go to drink water?
You can go, my dear. Don't interrupt me. I know why the teacher mutes all of you. No, now. Is this not the same page? Yes. This page 3, yes. The third page. Yes, Negi. Negi. Negi.
Yes, Mister.
This is the third page, yes.
Yes, this is the third page, Mister.
Yes, so what's the problem? Let's listen, please. Okay, let's listen.
No, they want to open
dog,
their mind.
perhaps grateful to be freed from the mud puddles, allowed her to lead him away. She didn't know what she was going to do with him now that she had him. Pets were not allowed in her building, and her family could be evicted. She couldn't worry about that now. Her main concern was to get him out of the cold. Even though it was April and supposedly spring, the weather had yet to top.
My question here, why couldn't Lucinda first take the dog to her house or to her building? If you want to answer, raise your hand, please. Why Lucinda couldn't take the dog to her building? Yes, Omar Mahmoud.
I want to read, Mister. I didn't
I
read.
asked the question, my dear. Why couldn't Lucinda take the dog to her building? This is my question. Don't ask about reading now.
Okay.
Basil, can you answer? Basil?
Yes, mister.
Yes, my question again. Why couldn't Lucinda take the dog to her building at first? Why?
Because if they seen the dog, they will catch him.
Can you read this paragraph, please, Passive? Read this one, please. She didn't know.
Okay.
Read it, please.
She didn't know what she was going to do with him. How that she had
Now
him.
that she had him. Pets were not allowed in her building, and her family could be
affected.
Yes, so the answer would be why? Because what?
Because pets were not allowed in her building and her family could
Yes.
be affected.
Affected. Yes, excellent. Yes. Now you know the answer.
Yes.
So please highlight for this answer, please, all of you. Pets
Okay.
were not allowed in her building, and the family could be affected. Affected means that could be thrown the dog, could be thrown the dog, or could be throw out the dog. The meaning of the word affected could be thrown out the dog. Let's complete listening.
50 degrees. At night, she slept under 2 blankets, wearing warm socks over her cold feet. Another night outdoors, and the dog could freeze to death. Lucinda reached her building and comforted the dog. I'm not going to hurt you. She took off her jacket and wrapped it quickly around the animal, hoping to disguise it as a bundle under her arm. Don't make any noise, she begged. She waited till a woman with
What did Lucinda do to hide the dog? This question, we will find the answer in the following paragraph that we are going to listen. So please listen for what we have. Listen to the question again. What did Lucinda do to hide the dog? Don't worry, for the question that I asked, it will be on the PDF file that I sent on the
the baby stroller exited the building and quickly dashed inside unseen. She opted not to take the elevator, fearful of running into someone, and instead lugged the dog and her school bag up the 8 flights of stairs. Lucinda quickly unlocked the apartment door and plopped the dog on her bed. The animal instantly shook its hair free and ran in circles atop her blanket.
Please highlight for this paragraph. Highlight for this paragraph. The question again. What did Lucinda do to hide the dog? We can highlight for this paragraph. For this paragraph, from the word she waited, till the word stairs. Then the word stairs. Highlight please. Highlight for this paragraph. She waited till a woman with a baby stroller exited the building and quickly dashed inside unseen. She selected not to take the elevator, fearful of running into someone, and instead nudged the dog and her school bag up the 8 flights of stairs. What else? Lucinda quickly unlocked the apartment door. How's this part? And plopped the dog on her bed. The animal instantly shook its hair free and ran in circles atop her blanket. Highlight for these paragraphs, for these 2 paragraphs. Highlight. Have you highlighted, all of you?
I highlighted, Mr.
Okay, maybe. Muhammad Amr, you can like this, okay?
Yes, mister. Highlight.
Okay. And let's complete listening for the next paragraph. What happened after this?
Don't get too comfortable, Lucinda cautioned. You can't stay. She dashed to the kitchen and returned moments later with a bowl of water and a plate of leftover chicken and yellow rice. The dog bolted from the bed and began attacking the food before she even placed it on the floor. The girl sat on the edge of the bed and watched contently as he
My question, what did Lucinda prepare for the wanderer to eat and drink? To eat and drink. What did Lucinda prepare for the dog to eat and drink? Anas, yes, sir.
Yes, mister.
Yes, Anas. My question again. What did Lucinda prepare for the wanderer or for the dog to eat and drink? Huh? Yes, Anas. Do you know? Yes, Mahi.
Me, mister.
Mahi, yes.
Yes, mister. Leftover chicken.
Yes.
Leftover chicken.
At first, for drink, at first what? Yes.
Bowl of water. A plate of
Leftover chicken and
chicken and yellow rice.
excellent. Thanks so much, Mahi. Please, Anas, pay attention with me. Thanks so much, Mahi. Welcome. Let's complete listening.
devoured the meal. How long has it been since you've eaten? The dog swallowed the food hungrily, not bothering to chew, and quickly lapped up the water. It was then, with the dog's head lowered to the bowl, that Lucinda spotted the small piece of paper wedged beneath the belt around its neck. She slid it out carefully and saw the word that someone had scrawled with a pencil. Chauncey. Is that your name?
What was the name that Lucinda gave to the dog? What was the name that Lucinda? Yes. Please, if you want to answer, raise your hand. Anas?
Yes.
Anas. What
Yes,
was the
mister.
name that Lucinda gave to the dog?
Chauncey.
Excellent, Anas. Chance. This is the name of the dog that she found. She gave as
Mr. I underline Chauncey. Is that your
yes,
name?
yes, the name of the dog. Okay. What happened after that? Let's listen. I'm very sorry.
The dog leaped to her side and nuzzled its nose against her arm. It's a crazy name, but I think I like it, she smiled. Outside the window, 8 stories below, 2 fire engines pierced the afternoon with wailing sirens. Lucinda didn't seem to notice as she stroked the animal gently.
What does it mean by wailing sirens?
Mr. What does it mean by waiting silence? I don't know.
Okay. What do you mean of wailing sirens?
Sirens that make a lot of sound and
The
like.
sound of what? Let me ask, give this chance for the other. Please, grade 6. I'd like to open the mic for all of you. I swear this a lot, but please don't try to make any noise.
Start.
Okay.
You can open
This
the
is
mic
the last what?
You can open the mic without muting us and listen to them.
I know, but at first, but when I opened the mic, I found some noise from the other, and they can't control it on the mic. This is a problem. Okay, the mic now open for all of you. My question again: what the meaning of the wailing sirens?
Mister,
Yes, Mister.
it means by a tool,
What's your name at first?
a basil.
Yes, Faisal. Huh?
It means wailing sirens.
Yes.
It means a tool. Sirens means a tool.
The sound of fire engine. Okay. The sound of fire engine. Okay, it's the meaning of wailing siren. The sound of fire engine. Now you know the meaning of it, all of you?
No,
Yes,
I
Anas.
didn't hear you.
Again, the sound of fire engine. Huh? Is it clear? You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's complete listening. I know that we have another session. It will be for grammar, but I'll take only about 3 minutes. Okay? Let me explain this part.
working
means
quickly
dwelling
before
time,
her
Mister?
parents were due to arrive.
What?
Mister,
Yes.
what means dwelling? The word dwelling.
We said dwelling sirens means the sound of fire engine. The sound of fire engine. Okay.
Like the fire engine sound, or
Yes, the fire engine sound. That's what it is. The sound of fire
except the
engine.
fire only.
Okay.
Okay.
She filled the bathtub with water and soap detergent and scrubbed the animal clean. The dog didn't enjoy it. He kept trying to jump out. So Lucinda began humming a Spanish song her grandmother used to sing to her when she was little. It didn't.
What's the meaning of humming? Began humming a Spanish song. Humming
Like
means
sing,
that singing.
Singing.
Okay.
Singing.
Singing is the meaning of humming.
Mr. Highlight and right?
Yes, right. The meaning of the word humming. It means,
Mister, I already know what means humming. So
okay, if you know, you need to write. What else in this part?
work. Chauncey still fought to get free. Once the animal was bathed, Lucinda attacked the clumps of hair with a scissor and picked out the sticky globs of candy. Look at that! You're white, Lucinda discovered. While using her brother's hair blower, she ran a quick comb through the fur, which now was silvery and tan with faint traces of black. You're beautiful, the girl beamed.
As we listen here, Lucinda took the dog to her house and she tried to hide the dog from the other. Why? As we said, because pets were not allowed in her building. Lucinda took care of the dog, or we can say looked after the dog, and she cleaned it, or can say instead of the pronoun it, we can say him. As we agree together, we can deal with animals as character. Okay, so we can say she
Mister.
cleaned him. Yes, my dear. Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes. What is it?
Why is the animal not allowed in her building?
Is this according to the building rules? Okay.
maybe the building is too small
Not
or the
accept
doors
like
have
not
a sound.
accept bringing any animal. Okay.
Like that, this information is not said in the story.
No, we said, as she said here, pets were not allowed in her building. Why is this the rule of the building? Okay.
Maybe the building have like that if you talk, the sound is loud. So
Listen
maybe
to me. If I say, for example, it's not allowed to speak in Arabic in my station. This is the school rules. Yes, the same here
Yes,
for the building.
I understand
Pets
that.
were not allowed. This is the building rules. Okay.
Okay.
Now you understood?
Yeah.
Okay. Suppose that we stop till this
So
part.
that all the neighbors will be mad that the dog is shouting.
Yes,
If
can make much noise. Yes.
And they will tell the owner, so the owner will be mad.
Okay, be ready with me to the question, please. Be ready with me with the question that we have. I share now with you the question about this part that I explained. Okay, after answering this question together, I start the grammar session. Okay, for the lesson of Monday. I try to explain what we have missed. Okay,
Okay.
follow me.
Yeah.
yes.
The first question that we have, if you want to answer, raise your hand politely without making any noise. Okay,
I'm
the
already
first
raising my
question.
hand.
Okay, Ellie. Ellie, you have the ability to make unmute from your mic. Yes, Ellie. Ellie, read the question, please.
What is the genre of the story New
What is
Jersey?
the genre of the story? Viva New Jersey. Yes, Ellie?
Realistic fiction stories.
Yes, well done. Realistic
Realistic
fiction.
fiction. The answer.
What? Can you read the answer, please, Ellie? Don't mute yourself. Don't mute
Mister,
your
can
mic.
answer number 2 after Ellie?
Okay, realistic. I already answered already. Realistic fiction is stories that can happen in real life. What is the setting of the story Viva New Jersey? The one who didn't answer before.
Mister, can I answer? I said to
No,
you.
Muhammad, please give the chance for the other. Please, Muhammad.
Mister, please,
Haydar. Haydar, you answered
Mr.
before.
Me, I
Amr.
missed.
Haydar,
Yes, Mr.
what is the setting of the story Viva New Jersey?
What?
The question is in front of you, Haydar. Read the question.
What is the setting of the story Viva New Jersey?
Yes. Abdullah Nagar.
Yes, Mr.
Yes, answer number 2. Okay, Abdullah, sorry. Number 2. Sorry, Abdullah Nagar.
Mr. Who
Abdullah
answer is
Nagar.
Khalid, not Abdullah Nagar.
Okay, sorry, Khalid. I'm asking Abdullah Nagar.
Yes, yes.
Yes, number 2.
What is the settings of the story?
Mister, please, Mister.
Abdullah is on the way out. Mu'min Muhammad. Mu'min Muhammad.
Yes, Master.
Yes, answer the question.
Okay. Release.
What is the setting of the story? The setting of the story.
The setting?
Yes.
Wait. 1 minute. The setting. Of
From the
story.
title, Mu'min. Viva New Jersey. What is the setting?
Okay, Mister, I want to say amazing.
Wait, my dear, wait.
This is in the
New
booklet.
Jersey.
Again?
New Jersey.
Jersey, yes, Mu'min. New
And also,
Jersey.
Mr. Cuba.
Sir, I want to answer Cuba.
Mister,
Okay, listen to me. The setting of the story is New Jersey, not Cuba, because all the event happened in New Jersey. Okay.
Mister, this is in the booklet or no?
Again?
Mister, this is in the booklet.
No. I sent you on the group. Okay. Why was
Okay.
Lucinda uncomfortable among her new classmates? Amr.
Me, Mister, please. I don't.
Sir, please,
me.
Okay,
Mister,
Ahmed.
I didn't answer today. Abdullah.
Abdullah, Tamim. Okay, Abdullah, wait, Abdullah. Amr, Sam.
Because these American girls wore heavy makeup to school,
Yes.
dressed in jeans and the high heels, and talk about rock singers and TV stars.
Excellent. Yes. Can you read the answer?
Because they weren't like any of her friends in Cuba, the American girls wore heavy makeup to school, dressed in jeans and high heels, and talk about rock singers and TV stars. Girls dealt with teachers as if they were personal friends.
Excellent.
Mister, I want to answer amazing.
Listen to me. I'd like to say something. In the exam, if I give you a question, you aren't required to write the same answer that I gave to you, but write according to your understanding. Okay? Okay, my dear, you understand me?
Mister,
Okay.
the exam is choose.
This year
The exam, Mister, is
or
I
MCQ.
can't focus. What?
the exam, Mister, is choose.
MCQ
I don't know.
we'll
Till
have
now,
writing.
till now, Abdullah, I don't know. Maybe if you
No,
attend to
Mister,
the school,
maybe you'll go to the
listen
school,
to me,
yes.
listen to me.
Yes.
If you attend to the school, it will be as you can see in front of you. If you don't, it will be as we know, MCQ. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, Mr.
This
Can I
question,
answer next
what did,
question?
okay. What did Lucinda love about moving to New Jersey? I think that will not know Abdullah, yes? Abdullah,
Yes.
can you read the answer? The things that you love there? The restaurant?
Okay,
Huh?
the restaurant and the canteen
Service.
services
And the way?
and the way how they serve the food and
Never eat.
they
They need to.
to home.
Okay, thanks so much. So the thing that you love there in New Jersey, the restaurants and cantina service, and the way how they serve the food and deliver it daily to homes.
But Mr. didn't you say that question? I didn't hear you saying it.
Yes, I say again, and this question I didn't ask. Can you answer this one, Abdullah?
Mister, can I answer this one?
Why?
Mr. Me. Me and Mr.
Okay.
Mazen.
Why
Okay.
did
Mazen, Mazen,
Me,
yeah, Abdullah.
time.
Mazen,
Sir, please, me.
I can't focus in this
Sir,
way.
sir, me.
I'm really sorry. I can make mute all of you again.
Parents can take
When I make mute,
Sir, no.
okay, be
Mr.
quiet
all of us,
and
so loud.
relax, please, to be able to answer.
I said the answer two times.
Okay,
Sir, please, me, sir.
okay,
Can
Ahmed,
I-
Sana. And who is talking to say
Me and
sir?
Mr. Mazen.
Mister, I know the answer.
Mr. Abdullah.
Okay, Ahmed Musanna. The one who say Mr. I will not ask him to answer. Okay,
Mr.
but
Mustafa
this is-
Ahmed is leaving noise. He's eating the microphone.
So her parents can take away her dog.
again,
Oh, wait, Mr.
why
Wait.
did Lucinda try to hide the dog?
So she can't get evicted.
Oh, yes, or we said because pets were what were not allowed in her building.
She's
Yes,
not allowed to have dogs in
yes.
the building.
Said that because pets were not allowed in her
Yes,
building.
in her building.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, Mr.
What
please,
did
me.
Lucinda
Me
do to
time.
hide the dog? Yes, time.
Okay, Mr. What did Lucinda do? Question 5. Okay, what did Lucinda do to hide
Sit.
Dog.
the dog? She
Yes.
waited till
I can't focus
a
on
woman
this.
with she waited till a woman with a baby stroller
Yes.
exited the building and quickly dashed inside.
Unseen, she opened it.
She selected the elevator. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
until she opted not to take the elevator,
Yes. Not take the
fearful
elevator.
of running into someone.
Yes. Well done. Well done. Time. Thanks.
She waited till a woman with very
Okay.
strong.
Mister, I want to
Question
answer me,
number
Basil.
7. Basil.
Basil.
You didn't answer?
Yes.
Mr.
I know. And Basil, you answered before.
Sir, please, I don't answer.
I'd
Please,
like
sir.
to ask Robin. Sorry, please give the chance
Sir,
for the other.
Please.
And make-
I answered the
I
only
didn't
once.
answer.
Sir, please, I didn't answer.
I select. I'm really sorry for trusting in you. I'm really sorry for trusting in you. I asked to be quiet and relax, gives you a sense for the other to be able to answer. Robin. Robin. Robin Aidel. Are you sleeping?
Yes,
Robin? What,
mister. Yes,
what Robin?
I'm here.
Huh? Number
I'm here,
7.
mister.
Yes, number 7. What did Lucinda prepare for the uncle to eat?
What did Lucinda prepare
I
for
read the question, Robin. So answer this quickly because of the time.
Okay.
You know? Okay, I'll select the one who can answer. Is Robin be active? Be active. Be active in my session. Yes, Yusuf Ahmed. Sorry, Yusuf Ahmed, I'm saying. Yusuf Ahmed. Yes, Yusuf.
Yes, a bowl of water and a leftover chicken and
Yes.
yellow rice.
Excellent. Well done, Yusuf Ahmed. Thanks so much, Mary. Let me show you the answer. A bowl of water and a plate of leftover chicken and yellow rice. That's all for the questions that we had today. You are required to study them well, because before I start our next session tomorrow for literature, I'll ask you to answer with me for the previous lesson. So please be ready. Do you have any question for this session? I'll open the mic. Try to avoid making any noise, please. Now be ready with your grammar book. Do you have any question for this part?
No, yeah, Mr.
You understood everything? Now everything I think is very clear for you, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
No,
But
no,
Mr.
no.
But
Yes,
Mr. I didn't answer.
You will answer with me the
Sir,
grammar station for the
The
point.
answer was bowl of water and yellow
And
chicken,
me
yellow
also, I didn't
rice.
answer.